I'm Megan DeGregory. I am located in Girard, Ohio, which is right between Youngstown and Warren, which is right between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So we kind of have a little bit of a regional thing going on. But I consider myself a Youngstowner, and I am the founder and executive director of an organization called Thrive 1010. And we do all kinds of different things, but it's all focused on helping people be resilient and thrive, even if they're struggling, whether it be with mental health challenges, financial issues, and finding their best life.
And we've been following you now for a while, but give me an idea or remind me how many years you've been doing this?
So we will have our fifth birthday August 17th. So it's coming up and we're super excited. Yeah.
That's gone very quickly.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Maybe for me, yeah. So talk about when you first started and kind of build to where you are now and the things that you've seen that have happened.
So we started off doing a program called Ruth's Boutique, which is a program that provides hygiene supplies and basic items for people so that they can come in and shop and have a shopping experience, but get these things for free. We do a meal and those kind of things. And as we did that, we built relationships with people, which just made it so that we were able to assist people in learning who they were, what their value was. So when we learned about getting ahead and it just getting by world, we started to talk to them about this program, and they were willing to take a chance on something that was different because they knew us and they trusted us.
Which is always how it starts. When you when you learn more about Bridges Out of Poverty and getting ahead, we talk about that all the time.
It's all relationships. It really truly is.
So how many classes have you graduated?
We graduated our ninth class
Oh my gosh.
this May. Yeah. So we had two sessions where we were doing two simultaneously. So that's how we were able to get that many. And it's been really great to see how people have, it's so cool to watch how people respond in different ways. So each class has its own character, its own personality. And it's almost like they're all meant to be together. And it's really cool to watch how they each connect with one another and support one another and all of those kind of things. Yeah.
When someone says to you, Megan, how can you do two classes at once? Aren't you worn out? What do you say?
Well, we have the best volunteers in the world. So one of the beautiful things about our program is, we do the Roots Boutique, we do Getting Ahead. We then, for our aftercare of Getting Ahead, is our Staying Ahead program. And that's where we have individuals who want to continue in the process of learning and growing. They can meet once a month, and then they can come and we call them mentors. They can mentor at the next classes. So we have amazing people who are volunteers, who are facilitators, but then we also have the people who are walking the walk, helping with the classes. And some are getting ready to co-facilitate, some have co-facilitated. And so it's not just me, it's a whole team of people who are learning together. And that's what's beautiful about it. So I'm tired, yes, but we're all tired because we're doing good, strong work, but we're doing it together.
We always talk about this being heart work,
It
but
is hard work.
yep,
Absolutely is.
exactly. I love the idea that you are taking your graduates and having them mentor someone who is a few steps behind. I think it gives credibility and it helps a new investigator understand that they can find a future story.
Yes, 100%.
Was that your
Um,
idea? Yes.
it, I wish I could say we planned it that way. Like we'd heard about staying ahead. We knew it was something we would want to do, but we implemented it, I think, before we really planned to. We graduated our first class. Everybody was doing great. And then, then we needed something else. And so we said, well, let's meet every month, right? And we did that. And then people were like, well, we'd like to come and help at the classes. And so it grew organically in that way. But now we have 74 total graduates. And we have watched people, not everybody stays actively involved. Everyone stays connected. Not everyone stays actively involved. And we have lost a few, unfortunately. In this past year, we've lost a couple. But the folks that do stay like regularly involved, they come to everything. So anything that we provide. So we also do Bridges Out of Poverty trainings. We have one individual who has come to several of them through the past several years. We do mental health classes. She's come to several of them. So they stay engaged because we want to learn. As human beings, we like to learn new things. We like to implement information into our lives. And so, though we didn't plan for staying ahead to become this whole mentorship process, as it grew organically, kind of sat back this winter and watched that we have, I'd say 50 regular volunteers, and 20 to 30 of them are people who have started at Roost Boutique, and they're volunteering at the very program that they started with. Still maybe needing the services, but giving back. And that is what this is all. I think that's something so special. And like I said, I wish I could say we planned it, but we did not.
But you know what? I've always heard Phil Duvall, the author of the curriculum for Getting Ahead, talk about the organic growth and how
That's what it
important it
is.
is. Yes.
Yeah.
It's legitimate. You're not forcing it. It's happening because people are moving forward and asking to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's lovely to see people come into who they are, even if they're in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and when they're 18 too, So
Yeah.
it's really great to watch people across the gamut of their life.
Now, are you alone keeping track of your graduates? Do you have someone helping you do that?
We have a lot of folks who are actively involved. So we have several coordinators that are volunteer coordinators, and they are excellent at helping to keep people engaged as well. Though I'm the director and I kind of am a lot of those things, we can't do anything alone. You know that.
Right.
And so as we do that, we have watched people who, again, are mentors now are starting to go into those processes of maybe even keeping track of certain things that, we historically had been doing, and now they are able to for us. So it's been pretty great. And we've had an intern this summer, which has been fabulous. We have a college intern. She's come in and has, she's just done great. And it's really neat. And it just speaks to what we know when we learn about getting ahead and when we learn about Bridges Out of Poverty, learning about your resources and your strengths and starting to employ them in different ways it just changes everything.
Right.
So it's been neat to watch someone young do that as well.
Come in. So you talked about offering Bridges Out of Poverty, which is part of the work just to get collaboration happening in your community. Are you seeing that? Are people knocking on your door?
We are getting there. We have been really actively just shouting from the rooftops of this is the information that we have. And as we begin to build it's all about relationships. As we build relationships with people in the community and they say, hey, this is a little bit different, how do you get people so engaged? We can then talk about the 11 resources. So it never starts with going, hey, we do Bridges Out of Poverty.
Right.
It starts with, this is what we've seen, and this is a tool that you can use. And it's so cool because we've really been talking to different businesses and community leaders and working on ways that we can get that information into their rooms. Because we have someone who is actively involved in some political situations here in the community, as well as our Board of Education in our community as well. And he has come to our classes and he's like, I will shout from the rooftops about this because it is about money, but it's not about money. It's about how we find our value and how we begin to use that as a way to build this community that is going to be strengthened and strong
Right.
and
Well, and
resilient.
you talked about it already because as you were saying about your graduates, is you've seen such growth, and
Yeah,
you're seeing it kind of come full circle, and other people are as well.
yeah, that's the proof. That's the proof.
So tell me about what's in your plans for the next year or two. How do you see ramping up even more?
So we are excited to really expand out the Bridges Out of Poverty trainings. We've done maybe not one a month, one every other month. I would say it would average at this point. We're still building that out. But we are really looking at increasing that so that we can then help organizations see the value of all of that. However, we are focusing in on what we already have to do. So we did this wonderful. It's a collaborative effort, and it's still unfolding. But we've done a couple of Bridges Out of Poverty trainings for one organization, who then invited people that they work with,
Yeah.
who then invited us to do a Getting Ahead for the people that they serve. And so we will be doing our second cohort of that starting next month. And that's kind of what we're focused in on. So we're focused in on doing, of course, the Bridges Out of Poverty trainings so that
Yeah.
we can help organizations see the strengths that it can build in your organization, but also to watch people who have lived in the same building for 20 years, because this would have been a subsidized housing building that we did this class in, and then to watch them learn the same things that the people who are working in the organization that they rely on, learning all of the same things together, having a common language, having a common goal, and understanding when you say my future story, we all know what that means. We all know what tyranny of the moment means, and oftentimes it's said with a wink, wink. You're in the tyranny of the moment, and everybody in that place, whether they work there or whether they live there, knows what that means. We can then, because we all feel it, we all feel tyranny of the moment. We all know it. And so to be able to have that common language and have that common understanding of what this is, that's what I want more of. I want to see more of that. I want to then watch people who have, people 3-4 weeks into our Getting Ahead class in this particular group say, I can't wait to help my neighbors in the next class learn.
Oh,
That's so cool, you know?
it is cool.
Yeah,
Yes. And exactly the way you want it to go,
yeah,
people saying, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to bring two of my friends.
mhm, yeah.
It's
And it's
great.
lovely to watch.
What am I not asking that's very important going on there?
Mm. One of the things that I think we have special is that we focus in a lot on the Bridges Out of Poverty trainings and the Getting Ahead, but we also have a lot of focus in on mental health, which we know that these things they all come together. We know
They-
this. But I think that something special about what we do is that they are all connected. One of the coolest things that we just started, and again, it's a way to get this word out to people who are not just already coming to our programs, is we're doing a program called Building Bridges Over a Cup. So we have someone who is a barista, and she comes in and she makes a crafted drink every month or so. And so we've done cold brew, we've done summer teas, we've done really fancy fruit waters this summer. And then we also have someone come in and make a presentation. So there's been one about boundaries. There's been one about how to make cold brew and why it's economical to do it rather than run to another place. If
Right.
you're not able to afford it, how can we do these fun things? Two, we had a therapist last month come in and talk about trauma and resilience. And so I think something special about what we do is we blend it all together in a unique way. And it's just because we've used the people that come to us and say, hey, I have an idea. You got to try it, right? You have to try it.
Exactly.
So I think being open to new things and open to learning and all of those kind of things is what makes it special.
Well, and the idea that someone came to you and said, "Hey, I'm a drink specialist," whatever you want to call, and you found a way to
Yeah.
incorporate it. That's
We call
crazy.
it building bridges over a cup.
Yeah,
So we're building bridges, and we're, just doing it in a very, very non fancy way. It's not frou frou. It's just who we are. It's just fun. So yeah,
good. And all along, you're building resources.
absolutely. Yeah, every opportunity we have for someone to practice their leadership skills. So this summer every summer we do something we call Staying Ahead University. It's just an intensive of our Staying Ahead. We meet once a month, but in the summer we meet every week for a full month. So it's 4 or 5 weeks we have in a row. And the whole point of it is to allow people who say, well, I'm not a leader, I'm not a mentor, to lead something that they're passionate about, because that's their resource, right? That's one of their resources.
Yeah.
And then later on point out to them, but you are a leader. Look at what you did. You don't have to lead. I don't want you to lead if you don't want to, but I want you to know you can for the right thing. And so we had someone lead a game of bingo, and you watch somebody who's very quiet in a class become this person
Right.
who takes over a room, and you're like, but you have it in you. And so that's just kind of a way that we want to help people build every opportunity we have to help someone build their resource in a way that is unique to them, because that's what it has to be, is what we try to do.
And you mentioned that you're going to be, I think you're presenting at the October conference. What's your topic?
Resilience builds leaders. So a
There you
lot of it
go.
is going to be about this. It's going to be about, find that sweet spot, which is that resource, those resources. I always joke to people, and I guess what one of my best resources is language. You can't shut me up. It used to get me in trouble. Now it gets me into rooms. So, but you have to learn how to use those things in a way that is good for you and good for the people around you. So yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about, is how we've seen people just blossom when they're given the opportunity.
Good. I'm so excited you're planning to share what you've learned with the others and this, as we go out and begin to use this information with our other people interested in bridges and getting ahead. Thank you for being
Thank
able to
you.
share your ideas there.
Thank you. This has been um, it's been a joy to learn the material, because we say we share this with everybody, but this material has changed me in ways that I can't always articulate. It's given me those aha moments where I go,
Yeah.
oh, that's why I do this. So yeah, it's a neat thing.
Because you now are starting at a different place as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thanks for spending a few minutes
Thank
talking,
you.
getting us updated on what's happening and with your organization.